Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
Go again.
What up? What up? This is another episode of Sight Beyond Sight. We're talking about Invincible episode 6 it's on. Yeah,
because they only got like 8 episodes.
Yeah, they only have 8 this season.
I thought supposedly it's only 8 from what I was saying.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, but yeah, so I'm here again with this piece of shit.
Yes, it's me.
And again, it's one of those episodes. There's a lot to do with his relationships. You get like two action scenes.
Yeah, this one didn't have a lot of fighting in it either.
Yeah, so it was more about his relationship and what he's doing, and his girl almost leaving him because she went to a party in college.
Yeah, ain't that some shit?
But yeah, so it's still that weird mystery that I think everyone knows. Everyone does know what happened except for the characters in the show. That his father killed the Justice League of their universe. The mom's still doing her research, and I think she knows, right? Because she was kind of like, oh yeah, because at the end of the movie,
basically at the end,
yeah, because you're like, oh, you did it, and he kind of like punches a wall like guys do when they get mad.
Like, my super hearing and everything, and tell me all this shit every time I was stalking her.
So what happens with Invincible himself? He's trying to go on a date with his girl and his gay friend, and then they go to a college that his gay friend's boyfriend's at, and in that college there's a guy named Kincaid. He's in the comic books, and he's super smart. So he thinks that he's so smart. He's smarter than everyone at the college. He's doing his own experiments on people, trying to make like a perfect person.
Mm-hmm.
But to do that, he's actually like cutting their vocal cords and putting them in like a weird, he's like enhancing them with robots, like what it looks like there, yeah, and kind of trying to take mind control. So he does that to one of the guys, and this kind of happened in the comic book where he leaves his like Invincible because they're all in daytime. Shit's going on. This monster, the robot monster, comes out and starts wrecking shit where all these kids are. And Invincible's girlfriend's like, yo, help me, like, let's get this person because they tripped or whatever. And then Invincible's kind of like, shit, I gotta be a superhero, let me, so he disappears. She's like, where the fuck did you go? And she gets kind of mad at him for that, but he didn't really save the day. The robot killed himself, which it does in the comic book. But he does, like, he fights his gay best friend, finds out that he's invincible, and his girl doesn't, and he doesn't know if he's going to tell his girl or not. And then so she gets mad because she thinks he left her when all the shit was going down. Some guy invited her to a party, and she goes to it. And she, like, the guy is kind of hitting on her, but then said that he had a girlfriend, and then Invincible was gonna go and try to make amends at this party. Like, all right, I got to talk to her. But his gay friend's like, yo, I got to find my boyfriend. He's missing. And Invincible's kind of like, yo, call me later. You know what I'm saying? Like, call me later. I got my own shit to deal with. So what happens is basically the gay guy's boyfriend gets captured by the Kincaid guy because the gay guy's boyfriend's supposed to be like stocky-ish, like a specimen.
He's an alpha male.
Yeah, that's what the guy said. So he takes him into his sewer layer and starts experimenting on him. So when Invincible's gay friend calls him, and I always have to say gay friend because I don't know the name of the character, he looks like he was distressed because the guy, the robots were stealing his friend. He left the party without talking to his girl. He goes to the sewers. He has a couple of fights with the robots because there's multiple of them. The gay kid finds out, like, oh, that's my boyfriend, that's a robot now, and they're trying to take control. They're beating up Kincaid, who is the intelligent guy, and they have a little fight scene, and then basically, they win the day, sort of, kind of. what do you call it? Kincaid. Yeah, they take Kincaid. He doesn't disappear. They take Kincaid, and Cecil's kind of like, oh, we'll get him.
Mm.
Like, well, don't worry, we're gonna put him in our prison. And then the gay friend's boyfriend, his mind started sort of kind of coming back, but they didn't really show what they're gonna do with him. And basically, that was kind of the episode. You see a little bit of Adam Eve in like Africa doing her own thing and making houses and helping people out farming and all this stuff. So she's like being like a world savior without having to do the superhero stuff.
You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So it's doing the right thing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that's in the comic books, but again, like I say every week, I feel like they push something because this took a few comics to get to, and again, it was spaced out. So like I think when one of the first comic books, you see the robot guy and it kills himself, like after Invincible turns invincible into his character.
Yeah.
That happens, and then you don't see it till way later on because it's like built up, and people are disappearing and all this stuff. It was just like they just crammed it all in one episode and said, "Here you go."
I mean, yeah, I can say that.
Season. Yeah, but like I said, the comic book is just way better. You know what I'm saying? This is way better. But
Nah,
yeah.
because this episode was weird because it had the whole backstory of like the mom finding out shit, and then it was him trying to move and the secret identity type shit. Like I feel like some of the placements of the episodes don't make sense. Like that's like this is an episode that would have made more sense earlier in the season. Because it's like, hey, like now he's moving shit around with his girlfriend. Like he literally left for what, like it was like 2 hours they said or some shit like that.
Yeah.
In one episode, and then came back, but she's more mad that he left for like probably 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like little shit like that that's confusing. But
yeah, it's just like I said, it's just the weird. It's going. The things that are going quick aren't the good things, and I feel like the things that are going fast. I mean, the things that are going slow is a bad thing. Like they should. I think if it's only going to be eight episodes, I already know how it's going to end, and how it's going to end is basically what's going to happen with the father, and that's like, to me, that's dumb. Like you should have done that earlier, like in line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it all depends on how many like seasons they probably gonna have. Like they probably not planning on doing more than like maybe 3 seasons, some shit like that.
Well, how slow they're going with everything.
Yeah.
Well, I can't even say slow. If you're gonna put a whole series into one episode, like they've done a couple times already, I guess you could do 4 seasons, but then you just take away from whatever the comic book. It doesn't. To me, the show's not very enjoyable. And from someone who doesn't read it, how do you feel?
I mean, it's all right. It's not something that I go crazy for, but I watch it. Like I don't dislike it, but I don't have that same feeling like from watching other shows where it's like I can't wait to watch it. It's like, nah, I know it's on. It's on to watch.
Yeah.
It's not non-enjoyable, so I can watch it. But besides that, I'm not like dying like what's gonna happen next week. Like I already know what's gonna happen. I feel like I know what's gonna happen. So
do you think that it takes away from wanting to read the comic book?
Oh no, not really. It makes me rather read it more because I know that I could get more.
Okay.
Like I mean, I know that I'm not gonna get as much detail. Like just like I've accepted that. Like for anything that came from a book that's really good, you're not gonna get all the details from it on TV. Like and then if you throw off like anything, like anytime there's like a word I can't remember. Is like there's basically is I'm saying like we take the shit from like the story, but we had to change up certain shit for whatever reason. Like they saying
because it doesn't translate well.
Yeah, in that way, and that because they said they're gonna do that with The Last of Us. Like they're like, yeah, we're gonna do a lot of the main story, but we're gonna have a few things that might be different from what actually happened. And it's like, but I guess, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know, like this world is so weird that people do get mad at a lot of fucking dumb things. So the most simplest shit is probably gonna be like, oh, switch, and it changes up a lot of shit. So
that's what and I hate to bring it back to Marvel again because we were just talking about it, but I feel like the translation between a comic book and a TV show, I understand. But one, this ain't live action.
Mm.
So I felt like they could do a lot more with the animation. And then on top of that, like I said, maybe they just didn't plan on having the whole story like pan out with a lengthy amount of time. So they're trying to like, all right, let's just cram all this shit in one so people would come back. But I feel like to me they're doing opposite. Like if I never read the comic book and I watched this, I still wouldn't like the show, maybe. Cause I just, or maybe I would, maybe a little bit more, cause I don't know what's gonna happen, so I'm just waiting, and I might just think that's an episode. Like, oh, okay, that's what happened. All right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's technically what it would be. Like, if I didn't have like any other reference,
yeah,
it would just be like, all right, so this is how it goes. Like, and I would assume that the comic book is faster paced than drawing out whatever storyline they're drawing out, you know?
yeah, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's quite the opposite. Nah, but
because that's pretty much what the show gives off. Like,
yeah, it's going quick.
fast paced. Like this is how that happens. That it's like what the fuck. Like we literally just left the episode where you could have did multiple episodes off the fact that the black guy is the main real villain. You know, like that whole shit with the concrete face man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But they just left that also another season, I guess.
Maybe that's even if they're gonna want to go back to that.
But yeah, that's the only flaw about it. Besides that, the show's fine.
Yeah, it's a basic show. It's just it is what it is. It's not horrible, but it to me it's just kind of like, God damn it, why are you doing it?
To
like
be
that?
on the level of like other animes, like nah, it's not there. And that's another flaw that it has too. Like it's in an era where like it's great because you're doing cartoon shit when that's kind of like the thing right now. But I actually not because I feel like the new era they're slowly getting into the same kind of thing because that happened with Demon Slayer. That I felt like it was just like boom, boom. I was like, how the hell 20 episodes y'all got everything out that y'all wanted to get out?
Yeah.
But it's faster paced mine now. Like but I backtracked to watching all these old ones that we watch, and it's like I went 50 sign episodes and I still haven't gotten to like one major real fucking thing. And it's like, all right, I guess, but that's the way it just works. Like,
yeah,
that's the hardest shit. Like, that's what I think makes it a little hard for me. Is like, all right, cool, but I like just slow up a little bit. Like, give me a villain that dislike. Like, I don't even know what villain I think is cool. Like, there's not like a cool villain.
Yeah.
Like for me to like look at. Like, that's why I just keep saying like the father and his mustache. Like, I know he's the villain. And that's the only thing that stand out. Like his mustache angers me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the other issue too, because again, with the comic books, when they do that separation, it's almost like watching the comic book to relate it to like Batman animated series, where he'll defeat a villain and either they escape or something happens, but then you see him in a later episode, but it'll be in kind of the same story. Like, oh, this is what happened. Like, I think it was 2 episodes ago where they had that guy with the powers to like shake the earth kind of stuff.
All right.
So there's a few things like, again, he was one of those things like he was in a comic book and then they defeated him somehow and then he came back even stronger. And then I think they're going to bring him back because they didn't do his whole storyline, but he comes back with a little bit of storyline. Like this one, they're going to do a little bit more of his storyline, maybe because he is going to come back, but in a different way. But it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's just going like this, where it's just like you're not, like you said, you're not building up any of the characters to be cool. You know, the coolest one, like I said, I saw was the guy with the rock guy.
Yeah.
And then I said Battle Beast is going to be a fan favorite if they do them right, because Alan the Alien is another fan favorite, but you got to do them right. But we'll see how it goes. So far, so good, but not as good.
It is.
So yeah,
I mean that's pretty much it for that shit. Like don't really have much to say about it. Like hopefully the next episode have me some more excitement. Yeah. There's really no excitement in these last 2 episodes. So it was just dry.
Yeah.
Well, last weekend was actually really good. So
yeah,
this weekend was just really like we're gonna slow everything down and
that's a fact.
Well, we got into that time because it's almost summertime.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be out trying to party
Yeah.
with their mask on and
like
vaped and
we don't have that random pandemic kicking in saying, hey, we're just gonna throw out mad content now, so you have mad shit to just watch randomly.
That's true.
Now we have to fucking salvage for shit, trying to find everything that we can.
Yeah, but we'll get it. Don't worry. There's plenty of shit we could talk about.
I'll go back on Netflix sooner or later. I know Netflix got something there that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, right? Like, you just got to go on there, but like, I haven't been here for a while. Yeah. Shit. All right. Well, we're going to cut this off. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep watching with us and let us know what you think. So,
Get.